It's a beautiful freaking day here at Smoky Mountain Knife Works, and we got a new knife show for you that we're not trying to sell anything on. Let's light it up. Let's get into knives. So, I mean, might as well kick it off with this one right here. So we got another one in from the Emerald Green Bone Smooth. I don't know why they did it that way, but it's the Emerald Green Bone Smooth from Case. And this one is an interesting pattern. This is not one that you see a lot of from Case. And this is the Texas Jack. So it's a 2-blade. And it's got the same green smooth bone handles, brass pins, brass liners, nickel silver bolsters, nickel silver on the shield. Got the main clip point blade, true sharp surgical steel on the blade steel right there. And then the secondary blade right here, the pin blade, coming out of the same side, which is what makes this a Texas Jack. And like I said, that's going to be a medium size, so kind of small. It's almost like a bigger peanut is kind of what it reminds me of.
I was not expecting you to say it that way.
Did I make you sweat there for a second?
I thought you were going to say something else. You really emphasized the P right there.
Peanut. But I mean, I dig it, and if you want to get the whole series, I mean, we've got 5 different patterns in this one right now, including the mini trapper that we showed last week, the regular size trapper, the mini copper lock, this one, and a couple of others. So really dig that one, coming in at $62.99. What do you want to do next?
Well, you know, we have a huge Rough Rider following, and maybe we should show some of those off. We've got some really cool stuff in.
So these have been out now for a little while, but we haven't really shown them on the channel. This is the Rough Rider Marlin spike. The 2 different versions. We've got the brown burlap micarta handles and the denim micarta handles. And I mean, fit and finish is really good on these. You got the bail on them. You've also got the pry bar on the back end here. I'll slide mine in there. Also, it is a single spring that this Marlin spike's on, and it's a fairly stout spring. And given how long that spike is, that's a pretty stout spring with a half stop on it too. So if you need to get in there with something like on a T-handle kind of style, you can access it like that as well. You would just want to be careful.
God, did you hear that?
Yeah. You would just want to be careful not putting any torque on it that way, because it's going to open up on its own then. But then got the nice sheep's foot blade there. Really dig that. I mean, really good size blade. 440A on the blade steel. These are coming in at $36.99 for the denim micarta version here, and $37.99 for the burlap micarta version. So really big, substantial knife, really well done. Got nice, that brown or red liners? Brown liners, kind of. So I dig that. I like the construction. And, you know, maybe there's a lot of people out there that don't realize the point or the purpose in a Marlin spike. I mean, we might do a video on why that is. I mean, typically that's going to be
help you get knots out.
Help you get knots out. It's a mariner's tool. So working on a boat, working with a lot of
not as popular a tool here in our mountains, but
right.
You know, people buy knives everywhere.
It's a very handy tool. I can honestly say I don't have a Marlin spike in my collection, and there's been multiple times where I've needed to get a really tight knot loose, and I end up going for my
screwdriver,
lanyard, or screwdriver, Phillips screwdriver, or my lanyard tools. I've got a set of lanyard tools that I tie lanyards with, and they have, like, you know, rods that are pointy on the end, and I end up going for one of those, but you can't really grip one of those that well. That's going to be the benefit of having a tool like that. So if that's something that you work with a lot, that's going to be an indispensable tool that might help you out there. All right. Why don't we go ahead and get this one done? So a lot of people, I will say, donut has been the second most popular term on our website, searched. And we got a new donut in. This is the Crispy Donut Community Chicago, and really, really dig this knife. So, interesting blade shape. You made the comparison that it kind of reminded you of like a muck style, a Ness muck style blade on a folder, which is very interesting. Got a nice swedge up top there, multi, like, compound grind thing going on here. You can see kind of a hollow grind on this part right here, and then that grind changes. So got a nice compound grind on that. G10 on the handle scales, the blue G10 with the pink sprinkles. Backside is going to be titanium. So titanium on the pocket clip, milled pocket clip, and titanium on the whole frame right there. It is a frame lock. And S35VN on the blade steel. Ambi thumb studs, and a little chicken wing for Isaac there.
It'd be cool to do a little bit of a entropic finish with like maybe blue. See if you get like that a blue and pink color out of it.
Yeah,
I don't know if you'd have to flame it or not, but I think that would look pretty cool.
I like that. I like that idea. And super smooth, works really well with the thumb studs. You can see I didn't even use my wrist there, which I'm working on that for all of you that compliment on that. Even reverse flicking, really easy right there. I know a lot of you didn't think I could do that, but 150 coming in on that one. I also like the aggressive small jimping on the top.
I like a lot of things about it.
Yeah.
I think my favorite thing on it is the blade shape. So
it is very unique. That's something that that's a blade shape.
I called it a little mucky.
Yeah, a little mucky.
Nest muck type ish. Anyways, yeah. So it was really cool, and you know, we're about that time of the year where it's my favorite time of the year when we're in the knife world, because two of our favorite companies come out and they come up here and they just roll out the carpet of all these new knives
that are coming out for next year.
And it's Kershaw and CRKT, love it. And we got some Kershaws on the table right now. Kershaw is by far one of my favorite brands that we carry. They're just, I feel like they put a standard out there.
Yeah, and you know, Kershaw's been around for a long time. They've got a good name in the community, and they've got lines that are made in the U.S. and imported as well. So you cover all the bases of budget. And as far as I'm concerned, their American-made stuff, like especially their automatics, for the money, you really can't beat them. I mean, this is the Launch 16 right here. And this is in that OD green with the black blade, CPM M4 on the blade steel with that black coating there, so that's going to help protect it against corrosion and stuff like that. Nice Tanto shaped blade, and I typically am not a huge Tanto fan, I'll be honest, but I do kind of like this one. And again, as with all the Kershaw automatics, the action is fantastic. Got the grip tape inlays there. It's a button lock out the side automatic, reversible pocket clip, deep carry, and just a really, really good knife overall with a great blade steel coming in at $154.99. How do you like that one?
I mean, the last part you just said, the $154.99
for premium materials,
American made,
and really good quality, and a company that's going to stand behind their product too.
And you know, we kind of get flack all the time about being used car salesmen. I'm just going to tell you, there's a lot of brands that just don't do this.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I wish they would, because I like everybody's stuff.
Yeah.
Honestly, I really do. But that's why that's why Kershaw is a home run every single time.
And when you're talking about the economy that we're in right now, people are being more cognizant of how they spend their money, and they want to get the most bang for their buck. And a great way to do that is going with Kershaw on a lot of these knives.
This knife has, I would say, as far as out the sides go, ProTech is usually the standard in my book.
Yep.
This is just as snappy with a big O hit at the end as a ProTech. So much so, if you do buy this knife and you want to show it to somebody, I would say hold on tight, because that will
give them a fair warning.
That'll knock out. Yeah.
You don't want to go flying out of their hand and just slam down on concrete. In addition to that one, we've got a couple of new live wires. So we've got the new Tanto live wire, as well as the new black SpearPoint live wire. So the original live wire actually came. Yeah, this one is a black wash, and that one's going to be a black coating. The original live wire was with this blade, but with no coating on the blade, and it was in 20 CV. Now the new one is with this blade, no coating on the blade, and with MAGNACUT. Now we just got the black coated MAGNACUT in, and this Tanto is also in MAGNACUT. Same action on these. The only difference between these two that I just noticed is actually going to be the kind of gray coating or black wash coating on the button. on this
Yeah,
one,
come a little closer.
and that's going to be a black button on this one right here. It might not really translate as, there we go. It looked, you could really tell that, yeah, you can tell right there. So that's going to be the main difference. And I got to be honest, between these two, my favorite would be this one.
Don't lie.
But
You like that Tonto.
no, I really don't.
It's growing on you like them warnies.
But I do prefer that one.
I love that Tonto though.
But
that's my favorite. I'd get the Tonto for sure.
Yeah.
Let us know which one did you get? Let's see who can rack up the win here.
Which team are you on? Are you on Team Tanto or are you on Team SPEARPOINT? I'm going SPEARPOINT on that one.
Come on, don't let me down, guys.
And those are coming in both at $249.99. Now the original we've still got available, not in the 20 CV, but in the MAGNACUT without the blade coating, and that one's still going to be $228.99. So we've got that one in stock as well, or back in stock rather.
We got whatever flavor of jam you want.
And in keeping with the automatics out the front, even we've got
Star Trek.
The new, wow, oh my goodness.
Power Rangers.
On today's episode of What Grinds Your Gears, yeah, so we've got the new,
This is the BB unit, right?
Clone Trooper.
Oh.
The new Clone Trooper ULTRATECH.
We've had like 3
double-edged,
unsubscribes at this moment.
Yeah, unsubscribe. You don't even know your nerddom. But this is the Clone Trooper, ULTRATECH, double edge. I would assume that they'll be coming out with more blade shapes in that one, but I mean, this is really, really well done. All of that on the handle is not just painted, it's also milled. And nice fit and finish. Also, you can see on the blade there in the fuller, that little hint of blue right there, just to kind of set it off. You got Clone Trooper and the Trooper logo right there on the pocket clip. And this one's got a fairly low serial number, if I remember correctly.
269.
269, yeah, that's not bad. So, really well done there. I dig it. That one's coming in at $407.55. I like it. And if you're a Star Wars fan, I mean, I know that I am. I've got a couple of their bounty hunters. I've, of course, got a couple of their the X-Wing. I'm really digging that one. I don't have the money for it right now, but I like it.
And we got a really special one coming up next. And if you've got to see our, I think this is a good time to plug our Tales of the Knife Trader.
Yeah. So if you want to hear more about how the company got started and some of the original stories from our founder, Kevin Pipes, we've got a video out that we did with him called Tales of the Knife Trader, The Midnight Ride, the quest,
in the Blue Goose.
The Blue Goose for the quest for $1 million knife. Now, we had somebody, and this cracked me up because I know the person didn't actually watch the video because they commented on that video and they said, "That's too much for a knife." And I'm like, all you did was read the title right there. You didn't even watch
No one would ever pay $1 million for a knife.
We weren't talking about one knife that cost $1 million. We were talking about a knife that was the first knife for this company that actually made $1 million in sales. And, of course, if you want to see that knife and see what all that's about. And there's some really cool stories in there about Arnold from Terminator and also kind of the feats that Kevin went through to get some of these knife deals done. It's very interesting in a time that is gone from a lot of our memories, and a lot of people didn't even live in that time period. I did, but I was a kid. But a lot of people weren't even alive back then, and to understand kind of what they went through to get these deals done, it's pretty amazing in a time that computers were barely even a thing, let alone cell phones. So, but this one is one that Kevin designed and put together. He wanted to put together a mashup of basically the Rambo knife and the Indiana Jones knife all together. So he come up with the Raiders BOWIE, and the box is absolutely gorgeous. They did a phenomenal job.
We sent the old box back down already,
yes, didn't we? Yes, we did. And this one, of course, has you can see the brass piece along the spine right there. That's going to be kind of an homage to the Indiana Jones knife. It's a little bit longer than the original Rambo knife, but it's got a lot of the same features as far as the handle goes and the blade shape. So it's going to be a nice Bowie shaped blade. This one's coming in at $59.99, and just a really, really cool, like classic looking fantasy knife there. Really well done. I mean, it just feels so substantial in the hand. Nice fuller there.
I'm gonna get one to make basically a wall piece.
Yeah.
Wall. I'm sure somebody, because this isn't full tang. This is stick tang.
I'm not real sure because
I think
actually, from what I can see, and let me see if I can get that on camera. So you can see the cutout goes all the way out to here, all the way out to there, going into that. So that's going to be close to a full tang right there. If it's not full tang, it's going to be really close. So
I'm not going to tell you it's going to be the best bushcrafting knife in the world, but I'll tell you what it is going to be. It's going to be a great showpiece.
Yep.
And for the price that they are, why not? If you loved Raiders of the Ark stuff, if you loved anything go watch that video and you're going to want to buy this knife just because you're going to be able to show it off and tell people the story behind it. And sometimes that's what it's about. I mean, we buy posters all the time. We buy pictures to put on the wall. This is something I think deserves to be on the wall. And the box art alone is really awesome and really cool, and it can go along with any kind of collectibles you also got. So, yeah, I wouldn't pass up on that. I think anybody that is an Indiana Jones fan, Rambo fan, get them this for Christmas.
And even for me, so I grew up in the 80s, and I'm a huge fan of the 80s action movies. I mean, when it comes down to it, you're talking Terminator, you're talking Predator, you're talking Indiana Jones, even going back to the 70s. And Rambo, and these kind of movies, these knives that we come out with evoke that same sense of joy for me. And that's what I love about it. I mean, I picked this up and I remember being a kid and having something like this in my hand. And
it's fun doing stuff like this again because you brought in your collection one day and was talking about your the knives that you had collected.
The Hibben knives and stuff.
It feels like we're back on that track again.
Yeah.
And while some people might think it's tacky, if you love the stuff, you love the stuff. I'm sure somebody will comment in here, those guys are nerds. They don't know anything about knives. Okay, cool. Yeah. Beat you to it. So can't say it now. No.
Cool story, bro.
But no, I think these are really cool. I'm not just trying to sell it to you. I will show you my receipt after I buy it because I'm getting one. And I think you guys should. I think it's a good Christmas gift too.
I might be getting one. It might be a little while for me because right now I don't have the money and Christmas is here.
Monies.
And I've got that little 8-year-old girl that
would love to have a Raiders.
Would love to have a Raiders Bowie. No, she's got her Bradford. She's got her Bradford that I want to thank them so much for, and that's all she needs right now. But yeah, so really cool knife. Hope you guys enjoy it. And appreciate it for what it is.
Yeah, and so we're post Thanksgiving right now.
Yep. We're getting geared up for Christmas.
We're gonna have some great best gift guides to go and watch. We're gonna do some, some under 200, under 100, and under 50 or 20. And if you got some obscure numbers you want us to do, if you want us to do 1,000, let us know. We'll do it. But if the market ain't there, we're not gonna waste our time on it. But if enough, tell us what price you want to see. And we're going to pick out what we would get.
Yep.
And we'll show you, and you can tell us who has the best Christmas gift guide.
I like that. I like that idea. Also, coming up very soon is going to be, if it hasn't posted yet, is going to be our Knife Jeopardy episode.
Yes.
So I will be hosting that, and it is going to be a competition between Isaac, Greg, and Jason.
Yes.
And we're going to see who has the most
Depending on how hard that is for me to edit, I might put that out on Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So it might be before this, might not. We film all of these in advance so we can continue to do our daily jobs.
Exactly.
So any questions, thoughts, concerns,
comments.
let somebody else know. And we'll talk to you later.
As always, folks, it's been me, TC, here with Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Wait, what are you carrying?
Oh, my
Almost
God.
forgot. Almost forgot.
Oh, well, I got unplugged right here. Oh, no, you can hear me.
Did you just unplug it?
Just unplug it. Yeah.
Okay.
And
And you were recording.
Now I am recording as I grabbed it out of there. All right, so we're good there. What am I carrying? Where did it go? Oh, that's why I struggled. It was in that same pocket. So I am carrying some really cool stuff right here. I got to zoom back in now. There we go.
Yeah, that one's a lot smaller than that Raiders BOWIE.
This is the BEGG JVO. They have a really cool traditional line that we'll be carrying soon. You've got one as well. I think you got the size up from this one.
Yeah, I got the little Hawkbill one.
And these are really cool. The walk and talk on it's great.
Really good quality for the price. Really good bang for the buck.
Their whole idea behind it was, let's make a premium custom fill knife that is very affordable. I think this right here will run no more than $45.
Yeah.
So all brass, really cool. And like I've said, for like really the past 3 weeks, other than that Spyderco I brought last week, I have been traditional for over a month now. So
wow, that's impressive.
That's all it's been for me. And I really only brought the Spyderco in last week just to show it off. That was the only day I've carried it in a month. So yeah, I've been on a traditional path, and I really like it. So that's where I'm at.
Nice. Well, today I am carrying my ZT 308. Love this one. This is my rule number 9 knife.
Big schmack right there.
I love this thing, and of course got rule number 9 right there on the spine. I have that engraved, and I love this knife. I've used it. I've sharpened it. I dig it. I love that it's 20 CV. That's one of my favorites right there. And then for a fixed blade, I'm carrying probably the most useless design I've ever carried. And I've had this one for a while, and I absolutely love it, even though it is the most useless design. But it is my Civivi. I think this is the Oculus.
I didn't even know you had that.
Yeah. So you can kind of carry it as
Must
a
have spoke
karambit
to
style.
you.
But
I'm getting Batwing vibes.
yeah, kind of. But so this one, you can carry it kind of karambit style, and that's the way that I carry it. Again, I think this is one of the most useless knife designs, but I still love it, and I do carry it. And this is the weird part about it.
Whoa.
So you can get a straight blade on it right there. You've got a thumb ramp right there to keep you off that sharpened edge, which that edge is sharp, that edge is sharp.
It looks like a throwing dagger now.
Yeah, kind of. That edge is sharp, and then you've got your serrations there. So really
That's
interesting design
right there.
But I mean, it works for a self-defense tool, and would be good for that, I guess. But I dig it. It's, again, like I said, it's ridiculous, and that's why I love it. So that's what I'm carrying.
And here's Greg's carry for the day. This one is the
CDC Salem.
Salem. It's got
And it's got the matching little.
This came from somebody that sent our channel. I'm sorry, I can't remember who you are.
Trident EDC, I believe.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong on that, but I believe it was Trident EDC sent that to us.
Yes. Okay.
I didn't see all of them. Greg picked that one out before I even got a chance to look at them. So.
Sounds about right.
Yep. So, thank you guys for watching. As always, it's been me, TC, here with Smoky Mountain Knife Works, along with Isaac and Greg, and we appreciate you guys so much. Remember, if it cuts, we carry it.
Rare first take. All right, how many used cars you got to sell today? I'd hate for us to sell you something on our knife show from our knife store. Yeah.
That's just the way it is.
But enough about us.
Let's get into knives.